I would like to share one small incident of my student. Now, she happened to be from a vernacular medium. Now, she was amazing at her ideas and legal knowledge. But since she had studied in Malayali, she would find it very difficult to articulate herself. So, when I used to take her sessions in a group, she would not really raise her hand or, speak her mind. She was always quiet, very shy, because she kind of believed that since she has studied in Malayali, she will not be able to communicate her ideas that efficiently in English language. And hence, she would not participate in groups. She would not engage with me during the session. But if you're on a one on one call, okay, she would flood me with her amazing ideas that she had on that particular topic. So that's how I realized that how sometimes, when you are from a vernacular medium, it also affect our self-esteem. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that right off the bat, do not let a language affect your self-esteem. Language should not play any role when it comes to your own self-respect or dignity. It's just a language, okay? I mean, if you're not good at it, if there are certain blockages that we face, we can follow simple techniques and work on it and improve our English, right? So therefore, don't the first and the most important thing that I would want to mention here is that do not let it affect your confidence. All right, just identify at what level you are. Where do you think you are lacking in your English? At which, so if you look at, you can never be proficient at any language, okay? Let's say even if you're able to have advanced conversations, even if you're participating in a lot of events, you are speaking fluently at various public levels, still there always a learning curve, right? Specifically when it comes to language, there's so much more to explore and look at ways of communicating more effectively. So first and foremost, the most important thing is to identify your current level, okay? At what level you are now. For this, it is also important that you're able to see what value you will get when you move on to your next level. Now, let's say at a particular level, you're able to have basic conversations, you understand English, but however, you're not confident in speaking in fluently in English in a formal setup. Now, what happens in those situations is that your success will be limited. The way you're operating will be limited. So first and foremost, identify you are at which level. Now, let's say if you're at a beginner level, then you can understand basic English, okay? You can have basic conversations as well, like, how are you? I'm good. How is the weather today? Oh, it's very cold. Are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry. So you're able to have all those basic conversations, but problem arises when you have to communicate in a formal situation. That is, let's say when you have to sit for an interview, okay? You will be slightly more nervous and you will not be able to deliver that efficiently. Or maybe let's say if you are speaking with a client or you arguing before a judge, sometimes I've also heard my students telling me that they know that the opposing party, the argument that they're making, there is a categorical fault in that, but they're not able to point that out because of their confidence level. Okay, so also what happens is that your written communication is not very comprehensive. There are grammatical errors. Your intention is not communicated to the other side. There are ambiguities in writing. You might find it very difficult to, even if let's say you're able to write basic articles, you find it slightly more difficult to draft contracts, emails, petitions, right? So maybe your main point that you want to communicate through these legal documents get missed off. You would constantly want to rely on a draft. You're not able to put in your own exact thought process in those documents, right? Also, since language is a barrier here, it also affects your reading ability. So your reading would also be very slow. Your comprehension of what you're reading would also be very slow. So you would experience that if, let's say, you're interning, or if you're working somewhere, or even if you're just studying, you'll take a lot longer to understand and work on a particular document, as compared to, let's say, your peers are able to do it way more faster. Now this happens again because there is a language barrier. You're not able to understand that language uh, in a more better way. But as we know that as a lawyer, you have to read so much, right? And if it's going to take you a lot of time to read those lengthy judgments and comprehend, it might get very difficult for you to complete a task. So specifically when you're working in a competitive environment, you have to work on tight deadlines, right? You might be required to prepare an entire contract in, let's say, just 2 hours. But if you find that you're not good at English, you don't have a good grasp of the language, you will find all of these tasks very daunting. This is first level, all right, where you are able to have basic conversations, but you find it difficult to communicate in your complex ideas. So if you're speaking in an informal setting with a friend, you're good at that kind of a communication. But however, if I ask you to moderate a panel discussion, or if I ask you to have a client meeting, there might be a problem. Okay, so this is the beginners level. So if you're at a beginners level, there are a couple of things that you'll have to work at. Number one is that you'll have to work on your grammar. Number two is you also have to work on your written communication. So before we talk about the speaking communication, okay, spoken English, first and foremost would be that you'll have to work more on your written communication.